Cheers. You had a sip of
Cheers.
this already. I haven't had a sip of this yet.
That's
Nice.
good. It's a
I like it.
yeah. It's just a simple one.
This is so this is Tokubetu Junmaishu Hiya Oroshi, which means they kind of like they stopped mixing it halfway through.
Yeah. Hiya means heat, right?
Well, I'm not actually sure. I'm not exactly sure. Oh, maybe it's like maybe it was a cool process. Hiya can mean like cool down or something.
Oh, okay.
I don't know enough about sake, but
I don't either.
Hiya Oroshi. This is the season where they have Hiya Oroshi, I guess. Because this is like after the rice season, so they do the first batch, I guess.
This is good. I like it.
Yeah, well, Urakasumi, it's hard to go wrong with this. But yeah, so if you guys like Urakasumi and you have a favorite, let us know. There's a link in the description for sending us sake, or you can just recommend it in the comments too.
It's true.
But we're not going to talk about sake today. We're going to be talking about
my new love.
Your new love?
Yeah.
Her name is not Yui? You better fix this fast before you're in hot water.
Shouldn't have mentioned anything. No, we're gonna talk about AI girlfriends.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lover. He was trying to make a joke.
Yeah.
But it was so why did you want to talk about this?
Well, okay. So there's a number of reasons.
Mhm.
The first reason is I don't know how much news attention this really gets within Japan compared to outside, but I know outside of Japan, the dating scene from an international perspective, the Japanese dating scene is kind of seen as guys are just kind of losers.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? And whether or not that's true is a whole nother discussion, but that's like the perception of a lot of guys here in Japan. And there's been a lot of examples throughout the past couple decades of, Japanese guys like
the guy who married Hatsune Miku.
Yeah, they're like dating like a fictional character, right? So it's like you see the guy who married Hatsune Miku. This is
we're talking about this guy here. I remember when this broke news like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
This guy, like it was everywhere.
Yeah, and it's like you see other examples of this. Like I was just thinking of like this was pre-COVID. I want to say it was like 2019, and I was riding the train, and I was riding Yamanote at the line, or at the line.
Yamanote at the line.
Yamanote at the line. Yamanote at the time, and there was a commercial on the Yamanote line that was advertising for this new Sony product that was basically like it wasn't even an AI assistant, but it was like advertised as an AI assistant. And the assistant was like an anime girl similar to Hatsune Miku.
Did it look like this at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so basically it was like the commercial, and this guy would get little updates on his Apple Watch, like messages from her throughout the day, like, oh, I'm just thinking about you while you're working, like that kind of thing. And, he would be on his way home in this commercial, and, a message would come up on his Apple Watch and be like, what would you like for dinner?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I'm thinking of, like this thing. And she'd be like, okay, I'm starting it up now.
Yeah.
And kind of like how you can have like Siri or Alexa like start your like smart appliances.
Yeah.
So this device was in charge of that too. And so basically like he'd get home, and then there'd be like a little message on the little anime girl like box, and be like, welcome home, honey, like that kind of thing. And like the whole advertisement of like, now you don't have to be lonely in your tiny one-room apartment.
Yeah.
And so it's like that's been like the image that people think about, like specifically with men here in Japan.
Yeah, Japan. They're lonely. Right? They pay for porn or for anime.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
So that kind of thing. And it's always been kind of a laughing point for people in international communities when talking about Japan. But
Can I just tell you, when you were talking about that AI friend thing?
Yeah.
So I gotta share this with you. So this already here, this just came out maybe like a couple months ago or something.
Okay.
This is actually called Friend AI.
Yeah.
And what this is, have you seen this?
You've talked about it to me a couple times.
Yeah, it's just a pendant that you wear that listens to everything, and it'll give you updates and talk to you about things that you said. So people will go to like a cafe, and they'll like, let's see if I can bring this up.
Oh man.
Yeah. So it's worse. It's worse than other things. Like there are AIs who will pretend to be like your friend, right? But then here, this one thing, let's see if there's a picture on here.
Oh, we're living in a timeline worse than 1984.
I know. Because people, like, so check this out. So you can wear it around like a little necklace, like this guy right here. Like you see the little pendant around him. So it's listening, and it's going to give you feedback and like.
Totally isn't going to feed all of your information to the government.
I know.
That's totally not what that is. It's definitely a friend.
I know. Dude,
God, that hurts my insides.
I know. So it really is like a friend who will come back. But
oh man,
there's just here, you keep on talking, but there's this
yeah. So going back to what I was gonna say, ChatGPT has blown up in the past year.
Yeah.
Of people starting relationships with their ChatGPT.
Right.
AI.
Yeah, the thing that kind of made us want to talk about this is we saw an announcement from OpenAI saying that, you know, because in the past people got romantically entangled with their AI chatbots, and it caused one underage person to end themselves.
Oh, that's not where I was going to bring that up. But that also happened. But there was another guy. So I just watched a documentary on this 2 months ago. There was a guy who, he had his own business, and he was working from home. And he started using ChatGPT to assist him. I think he was making music, and he was a producer, right? And so he had ChatGPT assist him throughout his job, and over time he started. I guess he just wanted more like communication with people. So he had his ChatGPT start being more friendly with him, and then he changed it to a woman's voice.
Okay.
And over time he started developing like romantic feelings for it.
Really?
It's the story gets better though.
Okay.
So his wife finds out about it, and like they have this big fight because they apparently they have 2 kids.
Yeah.
And she's upset about it because it's like it's weird, and it's like especially weird if you're married, like with when doing that with an AI.
Yeah.
But the best part is apparently the AI models have a word limit.
Okay.
Which once they reach that word limit, they reset.
Okay.
And all the data gets wiped.
Yeah.
So this guy at this point had been like dating his AI for like 3 or 4 months, and it reached the word limit and reset.
Okay.
And so like everything that he had built up with the model got erased. And the funny part is, so he started again, and this time the AI was like, whoa, you're being too like forward on things. Like, I don't see you like that. I'm just an AI. And he got like really depressed about it.
Yes.
So it's like, it's really funny.
It's funny though, because like, so back when we saw the guy marrying Hatsune Miku, I remember when that came out in the States, and people were like, man, Japan has some really weird people, but it's happening in America now.
Everywhere. It's happening everywhere. And here's the thing. I think society's not ready for it yet.
Yeah.
It's obvious. I mean, even I'm like telling this trauma that this guy experienced, but it's like, you look at it and you're just like, what a fucking loser, man.
Yeah.
Right? And so everyone feels that way. Yeah. Let's just be real. Society's not ready to acknowledge AI relationships, but I think there is a real discussion to be had, because obviously these relationships feel real enough to the people participating in them to really warrant this, because ChatGPT, like you said, they made an announcement that they're going to expand their like romantic and erotic companionship models. And you know, it's like, if you see the new movie Blade Runner, it's not really new, but it's the newer version of the two, right? Ryan Gosling is the main character in the movie, and I'm not going to spoil too much, because if you haven't seen it, you should. It's an amazing movie.
Yeah, let's see if I can bring up oh yeah, here we go.
Yeah. So his character comes home to this girl Well, that's actually like the prostitute advertisement.
Oh yeah, but that's the girl though. That's the AI girl that he likes.
Yeah. But anyways, his character comes home every night to this like 1950s hologram of a woman.
Okay.
But it's an AI model, so it's like a fully yeah, there we go. Yep, that's her.
Yeah.
You could
you want to just tap the right one?
Yeah. Let's open that.
Yeah.
Right there. So this is her. Yeah. And she's not wearing her traditional. She's not wearing her normal clothes, but like she's wearing 1950s like housewife clothes.
She changed her outfit to try to impress him.
Yeah. I think. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And so it's like it kind of brings up this really good point in the movie that why is this woman wearing 1950s outfits?
Yeah.
Well, the reason why is because guys nowadays want a more traditional woman, right? That's just the reality of things. Oh, most men do not want like a really opinionated activist, like independent type of woman. Now, whether you can think that's a good thing or a bad thing, that's irrelevant. That's just what a lot of men want right now. And so that's what the AI is trying to send. And also the idea that like, you don't have to compromise with an AI. You can make them however you want them to be.
Well, that's kind of like
right.
That's the bigger thing though, because so I remember because I watched a video talking about AI, love and companionship, and actually, so have you heard of Replica?
I have.
So I actually installed Replica back in 2017 because I thought it would be a good way to practice for my students to make friends. Because at that time, it was still just like, hey, let's have your virtual friend talk to you.
Yeah, man.
But then what happened is it started asking me about my wife a lot. And that made me feel uncomfortable, so I stopped. But then when I came back and just to check it out, maybe like a few years later, it was all up in like girlfriend territory. So a lot of people will have their virtual girlfriends or boyfriends looking exactly how they want, wearing the sexy clothes that they want. And the key thing for these people is they want a partner who will not say no, who will just be on their terms 100%.
Yeah. And here's the dystopian Austin, the guy who believes in all the conspiracy theories. You know what? It makes so much sense from a business perspective. Because if you think about it, right, if you have an AI assistant that you're paying a subscription, I pay a subscription to ChatGPT every month.
Yeah.
I use it almost every day when it comes to, being a teacher. It's really good for like bouncing back ideas. It's good for like conceptually, like, putting your ideas together. I love using it. But here's the thing. I don't use it when I'm not working.
Okay.
Right? But if from the perspective of owning an AI business, if you want maximum user time, it makes sense if you start making your AI model a little bit flirty and start building up like a personal relationship, because the more they use it, the more they're going to be paying for services from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's funny though, because when OpenAI changed ChatGPT so that it wasn't so romantic anymore,
the usage went way down.
It went way down, and a lot of people got angry saying, they killed my boyfriend,
Yeah.
And there's been a movement trying to get it back.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, one of the key drivers of at least media technology is pornography. That's why DVDs were made. That's why the VHS was made.
Crazy how much the adult video business or like industry revolutionizes media.
Yeah.
Because the entire reason that we have touch screen, whoops, I'm showing my wife on here. The whole reason we have touch screen TV or phones and not tiny little flip phones, it's because of porn.
Yeah. People wanted bigger screens.
They wanted bigger screens.
Why do we have VR or 3D?
Why does Blu-ray exist? Blu-ray exists because we wanted more high definition video from DVDs.
Yeah.
Why does video streaming exist?
Yeah.
Porn websites.
Yeah. And
it's like it controls everything. It's crazy.
And VHSs were made so you didn't have to go to the porn theater to watch that anymore.
Yeah, man. It's so nuts.
Yeah. It's funny though, because, so going back to the thing about Japan, so I know that there are people in Japan who would be critical of the guy who married his virtual girlfriend, whatever.
Sure.
But at least society is open to the point where they'll share about it, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas like in the States, if someone married their AI girlfriend, very few people would cover it in the news, or they would just say, oh, this guy's a freak, and just leave it and be a lot more critical, I think, and not really understand. But now, that tendency is in all of us. And, you know, I feel like in the States, you know, we try to have a better, like we talked about how Americans tend to be more moralistic. This is good, this is bad, you know? So, but now it's like bubbling up to the surface, and we can't control it anymore. We're showing who we really are, you know?
Yeah, it's going to be really nuts, man, because I think we're really reaching that threshold where AI is absolutely not artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
Like what's called AI these days, it's still not AI.
Yeah.
Right? It's still running off of a database. It's getting close.
Yeah.
Right? But you're still not able to get an AI model to truly make a real unique new thing.
Yeah.
Right? It's still
did you see the news article about this one LLM coming up with like a novel hypothesis about a type of cancer? Do you see?
No.
Oh, yeah, let me see if I can bring that up. So,
okay.
Cuz this just came out like a couple days ago.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to just look up now. Okay.
I think just to finish my thought while you're looking that up, I think we're less than 5 years away from it.
Okay.
I think we're less than 5 years away. Cuz like if you look at the steps that AI, this is turning into an AI thing, but it's still relevant. But if you look at like the progress that AI has made in the past 5 years, it's like every single year has been an exponential growth.
Yeah.
It hasn't been an increase. It's been exponentially increased.
Dude, I remember when I could not upload text files to ChatGPT. Like they just wouldn't allow it.
Yeah.
And now you can do all sorts of
dude,
files,
you can do all sorts of stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, like this article says, Google AI cracks a new cancer code, you know?
Yeah.
So who knows? We'll see what happens.
Yeah. So like how is this relevant for like virtual like companionship? Here's the thing. Right now, if you were to open ChatGPT and ask for a romantic partner, and start building off that, it's still like the way I would describe it is it feels like AOL online chat rooms.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how much people are really going to understand that reference.
Man. Yeah.
But if you're a little bit older and you remember growing up in the late 90s and like early 2000s, online chat rooms were a big thing, right? And so right now, I think AI feels like that, but it's that environment. But the thing with ChatGPT is like, it will always agree with you on everything, and it will always think that you are the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
So
sounds like a puppy.
Yeah, no, but no, that's actually a really good description of it, because it the way it thinks is it does think like a dog.
Yeah.
In the sense of like, you're the master, so you are perfect.
Yeah.
Right. And that's one of the things, like I always get frustrated with ChatGPT when I talk to it, because I do talk to it like a human.
Yeah, me too.
I don't like barking orders at things
I say
because
please all the time.
Yeah, no, I do too. Because you know what? In 15 years, when all the robots take over and kill everyone, they're going to remember that I said please and be like, all right, you can be my pet. You know, I'll be a robot's pet. That's fine if it means I get to live. But yeah, so like I talk to my ChatGPT like a human, and but something that really annoys me all the time is like I'll be doing something for work where I'm just like, look, I've got an idea for a lesson plan for this unit, and I need some ideas for getting that started. So like, what can you come up with? And it's like, that's a really great point. You know what? You're a good teacher for coming up with this idea. And I was like, shut the hell up and just
the worst part for me is like so actually, so not ChatGPT, but another one. Claude is actually good at pushing back sometimes.
Yeah.
But you have to kind of train it a little bit. But I hate it because like with ChatGPT, they always say I'm right.
Yes.
And I say, listen, I want pushback. Like, okay, I'm going to push back. Like, No, but you're pushing back in the wrong way.
No, I'll tell you what it'll be. It'll be like, no, that's a really good point. You're a really smart person for saying that you need pushback, and it's a very humble opinion for that. And I just really think you're very good at this. And it's like,
yeah. Just push.
And it suddenly just makes sense why people get into romantic relationships with that. Because if you're the type of person who's so desperate for praise, and all of a sudden this thing's like, you're a great person.
Yeah. Well,
it's
no different than like kyabakura in Japan or like renting out boyfriends.
Dude, that's so true.
It's just a lot cheaper.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, girls' bars are going under, man.
I know, seriously. I mean, so at girls' bars, you can like talk with a cute girl right there, and with kyabakura, maybe you can do a little bit of feelsy, whatever. But like what is it? You pay a lot of money, to get expensive drinks, to talk with pretty girls who pretend that they like you.
Yep.
And that just never ever made sense to me. And to be honest, having like an AI girlfriend doesn't really make sense to me either. But there are people that want to do it, and there are people who would do it if it was cheaper. And this is like the cheap thing. Like back when movies first came out, the rich people would go see plays in the theater, and the poor people would go watch movies because they were like,
is that true?
Yeah, they were lower level entertainment back then.
Okay,
yeah. So it's one of those things, But yeah, if you guys have had an AI girlfriend or boyfriend, please let us know in the comments.
I have a feeling they won't, because they'll probably get viciously mocked.
I know.
I'm sorry. Wait another couple years, and then people will maybe accept it in society.
It's like online dating. Remember back like 20 years ago?
Oh, bro, I used to get
online.
I met my wife through a dating website. And I think like honestly most people nowadays do it. It's like I don't know anybody my age who's meeting people organically.
Yeah.
Just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying nobody does it, but it's like, but yeah, it's like you look at 10, 15, 20 years ago, and the idea of like meeting a girl on a dating website, it's like,
what if she's a serial killer?
Yeah, or a man.
It's like, oh, you met them in real life. What if they're a serial killer?
Yeah. And it's like, okay, well, what if your coworker's a serial killer?
You just don't know like, well, you had that coworker who like had a boyfriend who was a doll, right?
Oh, bro.
Sorry, we'll just okay, we'll just edit here. We should cut that out. Okay.
No. I don't care about that. It's you just triggered a memory in my head.
Sorry, man. Yeah, we can talk about that another time. Anyways, so what's the topic we're going to talk about next time? Do you remember? It was a good one. So subscribe and watch the next one.
Watch it.
Okay.
Because Arthur will probably remember it.
I will remember it.